Hello people, this is Ray. Welcome to the part 3 of programming and programming languages. This is the last part of the series. Let us refresh our memory about software development lifecycle. It is also known as SDLC. The 6 steps of software development lifecycle are program specification, program design, program code, program test, program documentation, and program maintenance. The learning objective of this presentation is to overview program testing, to learn about program documentation and program maintenance, to briefly take a look on case tools and object-oriented software development, and to explain the 5th generation of programming languages. After program has been coded, it must be tested. Written programs must be tested to ensure their accuracy. Testing process involves one or more of several methods, from desk checking, manual testing, translating or compiling, sampling the data, and beta testing. Debugging is the process of testing and then eliminating errors such as syntax errors. Syntax errors are a violation of the rules of the programming language. You can see from here, this is an example of syntax error. Logic error cannot be detected by the translator or by the programming language. Logic error occurs when the programmer uses incorrect calculation or leaves out a programming procedure. There are several methods in testing a program. The first one, desk checking or code review. Printout or on the screen of program codes are reviewed line by line. Then a manual testing is done using sample data. Correct and incorrect data manually entered. The results are then evaluated. After the desk checking, a manual testing has been done. The programmer will attempt to do the testing at translation, meaning written program goes through translator program, either interpreter or compiler on the computer to be syntax error-free. Once the program is syntax error-free, then it is tested using sample data. The purpose of testing sample data on a computer is to test for the logic error. Finally, a group of people will test the program, and that is called beta testing. After the program has been tested, then it must be documented. Program documentation refers to written description and procedures about a program and how to use it. And this process is carried on throughout the programming step. It is important for people who will use and support the program, because users need to know how to use the software, and support person need to know what to do about any error messages. And the author programmers may not remember all the detail. And those programmers who are taking over the program will need to know the details of the program. The last step in software development lifecycle is program maintenance. 75% of total lifetime cost for an application or a program is for maintenance, either update or patches. Why is program maintenance needed? Because program maintenance ensures program is always error-free, easy to use, meet standard, and satisfy change needs. There are two maintenance categories. The first one is operation. It could be in a form of patches or software update. And the second maintenance category is changing needs. When the need is changed, usually programmer will apply what we call it agile development. It starts with getting the core functionality working, then expand through to customer satisfaction. Software development takes a lot of time. So case tools and object-oriented programming are used to speed up software development. Case tool or computer-aided software engineering automates portion of development process, such as specification and the design. Object-oriented programming relies on programming language that focuses less on procedure, more on relationship with previously defined procedure. Objects contain both the data and processing operation needed to perform a task. There are 5 generations of programming language. The first generation is machine language. Codes are represented in ones and zeros. Keeping in mind that computer only understand 1 as on and 0 as off. So the old day, the first generation machine language was written in ones and zero. Then second generation language is called assembly language is developed. Assembly languages use abbreviation or mnemonics that automatically convert it to the appropriate sequence of ones and zeros. Well, it still takes a long time to write assembly language. So the third generation language, or sometimes people call it as a high-level procedure language or 3GI, it's designed to express the logic, the procedure that can solve general problems. So the third generation language codes are translated into machine language with a compiler or an interpreter. The fourth generation language is called task-oriented language or VGL, designed to solve specific problems by querying. The most famous one is called structured query language or SQL. And the last, the current or the fifth generation language is problem and constraint language, 5GL. This computer language incorporates the concept of artificial intelligence to allow a person to provide a system with a problem and some constraint and then request a solution. Let us see some example of this different generation of language. You can see from here in first generation language, all the code are written in 1 and 0. Second generation using mnemonic or abbreviation such as add rather than spelling add into 1 and 0. Third generation language is more user-friendly. It's based on the logic, such as this one. If score is greater than or equal than 90, then the grade will be A. The fourth generation language requires less training than the third generation language. It's what they call it the query language. SQL is one example. One example over here is select client from daily log where service end greater than 17. Well, that's still specific. So because service end greater than 17. Now, the more modern than the fourth generation language is the fifth generation language. And this is the example of the fifth generation language. Get patient diagnosis from patient symptom, and the symptom will be sneezing, coughing, or aching. But one key, keep it in mind, computer only understand 1 and 0. All of these languages that more modern than first generation language must be translated into the first generation language, which computer will understand, because computer only understand on and off, or 1 and 0. One of the attractive career in IT is called software development, or software developer, or programmers, or software engineer. So computer programmers write, test, troubleshoot, update, and repair program. Employers seek individual with degree in computer science or information system. The desired traits include patience, logical thinking, be able to work with others, and attention to detail. Jobs related to coding or programming are expected to grow more than 25% between 2018 and 2028. Check this website for occupation with most growth. So this concludes my presentation about programming and programming languages. Until then, race out. Bye now.